Grand final. A record crowd at VFL Park of 73,380 people watched the game. A ground North Melbourne and Collingwood. Those highlights coming up shortly, but later in the program we announce our winners in the competition for Goal and Mark of the Year, and many thousands of you who've sent in entries will be waiting with bated breath, I'm sure, for the result of our competition a little bit later. Well, the same two teams which met in the 19... Melbourne won the replay, met this time. They met last year in this same game, the preliminary final, with once again North Melbourne successful. Well, this time they were playing for the right to meet Carlton in next week's grand final. A record preliminary final crowd at VFL Park of 73,380 people watched the game, a ground which has been criticised in the past for its lack of atmosphere, and this game certainly lacked none of that. It was one of the best examples of what makes Australian football the greatest game of all. We join it 19 minutes into the second quarter, and with me, Peter Booth and Tim Lane. Stopped on the running. Moore and Easton. Good backhander by Melrose, finding Jarrett. Back to Melrose. And his kick will be marked by Picken at half-back. Eighth kick to Picken, towards the centre. Kink very high, thumping the ball up the ground, but intercepted by McCann. Sweeping handball looking for Blight. Leading kick winner on the ground, coming up for kick number 12. Bad on the left foot. Cassin's there at centre half forward. Through goes Picken, takes it out of the air. Great stuff, Billy Picken, and bangs it to Kink at centre half forward. Ick the spoil with the free kick to Kink. Would be almost 70 metres out, not without a chance of scoring after his last effort. This one's well short though. Forward pocket, Sutton in front, great mark in front of Derek Shaw.
What a great play, what a great solid play for North Melbourne. Sutton has been up to Melrose, nobody marking him at centre half back. Ends up with Jarrett from Dench. Cassin has been a great star. Oh, Byrne went around it. Play on. Well, there's no one there to hand pass it to for the moment. He's going to go out to Barham and Schimmelbusch. Too far for him. Kink is there. Ick. No mark this time. There's Barham through the pack. Lost the run of it. Kink. Funny old hand pass. Play on is the call. Olsen goes over the top of Ick, and it's going to be a ball up. 21 minutes played in this second quarter. Collingwood 39, North Melbourne 33. The ball up just wide of centre.
Ick doing a fine job on Kink. He's given away a couple of frees from trying too hard. Big knock by Blight to half forward, but no one there, and North running out of forwards. Picken getting right on top. Kick number 10 to the wing, and Barham almost beat Schimmelbusch. Throw-in coming up just on Collingwood's attacking side of the wing. 21.5 minutes into the second quarter. Collingwood leading by 1 goal, 39-33. Dempsey, a beautiful left-hander to Melrose. Fine ruck work. Bridus went the long way. Now looks for Cassin, but Byrne seems to be on top there at the moment. Maybe Cassin tiring. He put in a great quarter and a half, but seems to have burnt out. Now Wearmouth onto Worthington. Fumble, but still tons of time. Goes long. Sutton and Derek Shaw. Ramsey backing up. Across the goal front, and a beautifully placed kick looking for Blight, who has no trouble trapping that. Looks for Schimmelbusch now on the wing. On, Schimmer does it superbly.
With Barham holding him by the leg. Schimmelbusch, kick number 8 to half forward. At the back, Bridus. Very rarely has he beaten Picken. Bridus looking now for Croswell, coming from the back of McCormack. Down goes McCormack. In the forward pocket, Easton, and Bridus coming into Shepherd. Oh, they're both shepherding and not going for the ball. Bridus fends off McCormack. He's cornered. Snaps for goal. It's close. Just offline and behind. Good effort by Brent Croswell.
1 goal, 3 to Croswell. Collingwood by 5 points, 23 minutes in the second quarter. A crowd of 73,000 people at VFL Park at this early stage of the match. A That was the count at quarter time. McCann legged nearly Worthington, and the ball out of bounds. North Melbourne 14 scoring shots to Collingwood's 9. The Magpies lead by 5 points. It'll be Bridus and Moore in ruck. Moore easily over the back to Wearmouth. And the tackle on Wearmouth was made virtually at the point of impact with the ball in Wearmouth. Umpire Robinson ruling he couldn't get rid of it. Ireland playing for those high tackles now, the same that Bill Picken does for Collingwood.
Half-back flank is Ireland. Looking for Brewer. Over the head. Well done, Brewer. Couldn't burn off McCann, though. Edwards. Lovely hand pass to Olsen. Well done by Casson. Good persistence. On to Dempsey. And North look good here as it's taken by Jarrett. On to Blight. Open space now for North. Bad kick. Easton tried to backhand it back into play but couldn't. And a very poorly placed kick by Blight. It slewed off the side of the boot. And they needed far more penetration in that one. Seconds away from entering into time on in the second quarter. Collingwood by 5 points. More good work by the big fellow. Dempsey. High kick. Bridus from the side. Croswell, in fact. He loves showing the ball to the crowd. This will be Croswell's 7th kick. He's kicked 1 goal, which came earlier in this quarter. 25 metres out, directly in front. He doesn't miss. And look at him. The Tigers really roaring. And North are back in front by a point, just beyond the 25-minute mark of the quarter.
Olsen going off the ground for Collingwood. He hasn't done a great deal. In fact, he's looked very slow and lethargic today. He's had 4 kicks, and the speedier Carlson is coming on for Collingwood to give them a bit more nip around the ground.
Bounce by umpire Della. Dempsey beats Moore. Keith Grigg fairly quiet so far. The handball straight to Wearmouth. Dodges and weaves. Kicks out wide to the half-forward flank. Brewer with a run against Montgomery. And he can't keep it in. The ball out of bounds in between half-forward down towards the forward pocket. 26 minutes gone in the second quarter. North by a point. Dempsey again, but straight to Wearmouth. Davis. Good lead in front of Dench. Perhaps a fluky kick from Wearmouth, but Davis streaming straight up the centre of the ground and is now kicking for goal from right in front and only 35-40 metres out from goal. And a straight kick will change the lead again. Collingwood by 5 points. Second goal to Davis, both in this quarter.
Collingwood crowding up that centre bounce now to try and take away some of Dempsey's effect from that centre knock. Shoulder to shoulder, but the bounce favours Dempsey this time, although Moore may have got a bit of it. Carlson just on. Kink. On to Anderson. Here's danger. Anderson streaming down in familiar fashion down towards Shaw, who's 7th through. It's a goal. The ball was touched. It's a goal. Great play by Collingwood. That's Anderson's second goal. A fairly low kick from about 45 metres out.
Right in the centre of the interchange gate. Dempsey and Moore. Punched upfield by Jarrett. But it's all Collingwood there. Shaw with his 9th kick only. At the back, Ramsey tried to steal it, but that's a good mark to Wearmouth in front of the pack. He outmarked 2 players.
Wearmouth, the short one. Brewer. Looks a bit slow. Got his boot to it. Too long. Montgomery's free kick, half-back flank. Number 8 to Montgomery. Half-back flank. Looking for Blight, of course. Ireland is there. Good punch away by Ireland. Push to somebody. It goes to Collingwood. 10 minutes in the third quarter. Collingwood lead by 2 points. Both teams playing for the right to play Carlton in the grand final next Saturday. Morris's 8th kick. Now towards Davis. Dench is there. Nearly got hands to it. Dench. Davis, it rebounds to him. In towards King and Ick. Ick's got the front posse and takes a good saving mark.
Great defender for North Melbourne. Gives it to Ebert for his first kick of the game. Wide to Greg. And I don't think he'll muff it this time because he's got a hectare to move in, although Edwards is bearing down. Nice pass this time finds Jarrett. High to half forward. Croswell. Now Sutton, who's really added some life up forward. Well tackled though. Picken takes the free kick for Collingwood. Into the centre. Kink and Ick, what a battle that's been with honours to Ick. Kink held, had to be a free kick, and he'll take it just backward of the circle.
Collingwood leading by a point. Punched away from Derek Shaw, down to Ramsey, back to Easton. Easton's pass to centre wing for Blight. Barham knocks it out of the air, but down to Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch in a circle, up the ground for Blight. Leaves it for Casson. Great play by Jack Casson. Left foot kick down to the forward pocket. Croswell's down there with McCormack. Interference to Croswell. A push by Peter McCormack and the free kick to the north forward.
Brewer off for Collingwood, banks on.
Lead by Brightus. North Melbourne really fired up in this third term. What a great quarter of football it's been from both teams. Brightus hasn't played very much senior football for North this year. He was one of the inclusions for this game along with Croswell. Kick number 7 to put North back in front. Good kick. And North Melbourne lead by 5 points.
Moore playing Dempsey very close, as you can see. It was a different story up until about halfway through the second quarter when they both came in from opposite sides. But Dempsey was winning easily, and this is the countering tactic by Peter Moore. Oh, Dempsey wins easily again. Anderson can't pick it up. Through the pack it goes. It's going to be a free kick to North Melbourne. Jarrett. Defensive side of the centre for North. Kick number 9. His target's Blight at centre half forward. Punch away. Byrne. Could have been touched off the boot. The umpire didn't signal so. Schimmelbusch. He's had the better of Barham today. A short one to Sutton. Oh, Ebert came in and nearly spoiled Sutton. Sutton was nearly off it. Yes, he's off. He's off. Almost leg, but gets his boot into it at the centre half forward position. High flies Brightus. The mark's paid. 45 metres out, almost in front. Brightus with 2 goals won next to his name. North lead by 5 points. Fires. It's going to be close. Didn't make the distance. Boys over his shoulder. Into the far pocket. Blight after it. Ireland there too. Support from Brightus. Back to Blight again. A short one square towards centre half forward. They're all there. Sutton kicked the tackler. Byrne over the wear-mouth, gets a push in the back. He wants support. Out wide to Anderson. He's got to wait for the funny old bounce. Knocks it down. Typical Collingwood backman putting the head down. It was Pickett. A little bit of a box on there. Umpire Robinson will call for a bounce.
Pickett with a grin, but Milrose soon wiped it off.
Doesn't look too happy. Picken just disappearing away on the left-hand side of the screen. 15 minutes gone. North by 5 points. Ebert getting the hard ball across towards Sutton and Ick. Beautifully done by Ick. On to Ramsey. Almost Brightus again. Now Casson. Showing his first quarter pace. Big left footer. It's there! Texans second, North Melbourne's ninth. And the Roos lead by 11 points, approaching the 16-minute mark of the third quarter.
16 minutes gone in the third term. Real stirring stuff. North have come right back into it. Straight down to McCann. Kick partly smothered. Gregg's there. Knocked out of the air by Morris, but straight towards Jarrett. Over Melrose it went. Worthington. Under pressure, Olsen. But he gets the handball out to Edwards. On to Wearmouth. Gregg gets him. Over the shoulder rules the umpire. And the free kick to Wearmouth.
And he didn't think he deserved that either, Drew.
No.
Do you?
No. Olsen.
Here goes Olsen from left half forward. In the goal square, Derek Shaw. Spoiled by Dempsey. Anderson a snap. Couldn't get boot the ball. Easton back to Ramsey. Short pass to Schimmelbusch. But he couldn't take the mark. And the ball out of bounds for a throw in just forward of right half forward. Collingwood into attack.
A great 5-goal third quarter by North Melbourne so far. The Magpies have only added 3 points, 3 behinds. Dempsey, a beautiful palm down to Ebert. It's all Collingwood. Byrne onto Wearmouth. He could be tackled by boys. Where will the kick land? Derek Shaw is swinging onto his correct boot on to Edwards. He fires, the ball dribbles. It's a goal.
It's 18 minutes gone. Third quarter, North Melbourne by 5 points. Dempsey and Moore. Been a great battle. Dempsey got the knock, but Moore gets the free kick. Has a good look before going long. Wobbling kick to half forward. Collingwood coming out of it. Thanks. Lines them up. It's there. The Woods are back in front. Banks. Must have only come on a couple of minutes ago. Kicks Collingwood's 10th and they lead by a point.
The atmosphere electric with Collingwood leading by a point at the 19-minute mark. Blight. Wearmouth for Collingwood. Kicks into the pack. Wearmouth again with a second chance. Great football, Ronnie Wearmouth. Morris away from Gregg. A left footer which is high. Derek Shaw in front. Easton couldn't get there for the spoil. Here comes Kink and Dench. Dench tackled when he didn't have it. Oh, holding the ball. And the free kick to Rene Kink.
Situation, our camera, which was on the blind side, and we couldn't see whether there was contact with finger to ball or not. But the umpire was right there.
Collingwood lead by a point. Rene Kink from about 20 metres out to put them 7 points up.
Quarter of fluctuating fortunes. Derek Shaw being taken off the ground and Ross Brewer coming on for Collingwood. At the 20.5-minute mark in the third quarter, the Magpies lead by 7 points. Down to Wearmouth. McCann's got the drop on Edwards and takes the mark at centre-half whack. Edwards pushes, gives away a free kick, gives away the 15 metres to slow down play, of course. Out wide to Jarrett. Schimmelbusch is there too, but Jarrett being worried out of it. Montgomery, who's acquitted himself quite well. Wearmouth dives on the ball and takes the mark.
Very poor kick from Montgomery. Did everything else well and then kicked badly to position. Kick number 15 coming up for Collingwood's mop-headed rover, Wearmouth. Big leap by Davis. Tanner beautifully to Dench, who can go for one of those runs. He's on the wing. Long one onto Boys. Too far to score. Into full forward. Croswell from behind. McCormack. Sterling saving mark for the Magpies. The adjective timely couldn't be more timely as he gives it to Moore. Blight though. Oh, he could have given it to Croswell. Goes long. Kicks his third. North Melbourne's 10th. And the margin back to a point at the 22-minute mark of the third quarter.
That's what happens when a player is pumped up. He came from 10 metres behind Peter Moore, who had his name written all over it. Again, the margin is 1 point in favour of Collingwood. Peter Moore with a favourable bounce knocks it out and has to do his own roving. McCann against him. Sockers away. Oh, out of bounds on the full. And Peter Moore wins a free kick, having won the centre tap. Moore quickly on, down towards the forward pocket. Edwards a chance, and Davis. Ramsey for North. His kick up towards centre wing. Moore backing back into it. Boys outnumbered 2-1. Worthington, and the ball out of bounds, will have a throw in.
Played 23 minutes in the third quarter. The Magpies by a point after they led by 11 points at half-time. A quarter of 2 halves so far. Firstly North Melbourne and now Collingwood. Boys, but a free kick to Collingwood. I was following the ball down the ground. I didn't see what went on. Wearmouth's kick, out of side wing. Dempsey dropping back at centre half forward. He want to keep it away from him. He's going for Kink. Kink got a couple of grabs at it. Edwards, he go over the top, and there'll be a ball up at centre half forward with Collingwood into attack.
23.5 minutes gone, third quarter. Ick doing the Kink against Dempsey here, doing the ruck work. Montgomery dispossessed. Gregg, spraying the boot. Casson looked suspiciously like a throw onto Blight. Up wide. Melrose, well done against Byrne. And he breaks away now. Second bounce. And a third. And a fourth. And a Shepherd coming up. 6 bounces, Melrose, 7. Still going, and he's lost it. Throw in. VFL Park's a huge ground, and he's taken it from centre wing to the forward pocket, 20 metres from the behind post. Sutton in ruck. Brightus. Now Shaw. Well tackled by Tanner. Or is it a push in the back? Yes, it is. Always a contentious one. And this time Collingwood get the benefit of the doubt. Their skipper Ray Shaw in the back pocket.
Straight up the centre of the ground. Danger. Schimmelbusch couldn't take the mark. Barham, the handball upfield to Pickett. Lost the ball in the tackle, but the umpire ruled he had it. I reckon it was the same situation down the other end of the ground when the free went the other way. Pickens' free kick. Out to centre wing. Dench and Davis. Dench in front. Held when not in possession. Or was Stephen Ick by Kink. Ick with the free. Out to Dempsey, unmarked near the centre circle. Drives it long. Brightus is there. Punch forward by Worthington. Brightus again with Wearmouth. Through goes Shaw. Handballing for the boundary line. Brightus to Casson. Cornered. Inboard he goes. Finding Tanner. Snap for goal. Blight's there. Oh, what a mark.
Great courage.
Malcolm Blight coming up for kick number 19. Superb performance at the 25-minute mark of the third quarter. Collingwood lead by a point. Blight's kick to put them in front. He's kicked 3. His deliberate shots have been very good today. North Melbourne again in front by 5 points.
Umpire Robinson. North by 5 points. A minute and a half into time on in the third quarter. Moore got it out, but Schimmelbusch is there. And passed it the wrong way. Edwards. Alves. They've got to push in the back or trip, he said. It's a trip. Alan Edwards now. Will keep it away from Dempsey. Down towards Dennis Banks. Kink. Fires. It's offline. And it's a behind to Collingwood. And North by 4 points. Kink 2 goals, 1.
Well into time on, 27 minutes down. 77 plays 73, North leading. Dempsey in front of Moore. He was pushed, and Dempsey takes the free kick. Tanner, well spoiled then by Ireland. Now Moore. Great mobility for a big man. Gets it to Ireland well. That was well done by the big Collingwood ruckman, and Ireland runs and runs. Puts it into the pocket. Davis! 2, 35 metres, 40 perhaps from goal. The angle tight. Apart from a bad day in the qualifying final, he's normally very accurate around the sticks. And that's a lovely kick. And Collingwood back in front by 2 points at the 28-minute mark in the third quarter.
What a game. Almost three-quarter time.
Collingwood have led 6 times, North Melbourne 6 times, and the scores have been level once. Wearmouth out to Ireland. Goes for another run. Over the top for King. Taken by Banks. Banks with the left footer to the forward pocket. Shaw is there. Oh! Play on, and the ball off his hands out of bounds. Bad luck. What an effort.
Almost a gully catch was dropped. Collingwood's left forward pocket. Only seconds remaining before three-quarter time. Brewer. I think he may have been out of bounds when he kicked that. Apparently not, and it's going to be a free kick to North Melbourne, rightly so. Dench. Collingwood by 2 points. 29.5 minutes played. Dempsey. There's a bit of biff and clout going on. Anyway, Dempsey kicks the ball on. And towards Peckin. Oh, Sutton got up. Here's Barham. He's been quiet. Fires down towards Brewer. Oh, Ramsey was fourth in line and the ball went to him. On to Dench. Jarrett in trouble. Oh, he lost it. Swept on by Olsen. He's done nothing today. He fires. It's a goal.
McCormack. Dempsey and Moore. Dempsey. Oh, play on. What? Morris gets the handball up to Wearmouth. That'll be talked about for a long time. Dempsey can't believe it behind play. Wearmouth sweeps it up to Ray Shaw. It's wide open for Collingwood. Shaw on his own for goal. And I think he's put it through. Oh, hit the post.
That's his fourth behind. And I'll tell you what, I would have liked to have had a ruler out. He ran a long way. Collingwood 102, North Melbourne 87 at the Schimmelbusch. 19.5 minutes played. 12th kick to Schimmelbusch, 10 kicks to Barham out there. Anderson, oh, Courage. No free kick given. Melrose caught. Olsen's kick. Over the top to Wearmouth. Collingwood keen on possession and letting that clock tick by. 19th kick to Wearmouth. Down towards Edwards. Oh, good mark in front of the pack is taken by McCann. McCann at centre-half back, almost really in the back pocket.
Beyond the 20-minute mark, and North need 3 goals to get up and win this preliminary final. Long kick from McCann to the wing, looking for Dempsey. Olsen to Moore. Dempsey knocking on. Olsen gets it out again, and now Moore, as they seem to have almost stopped to a walk. Oh, it's a big kick. Anderson into full forward. Could go through. That's got to be the sealer. 21 minutes gone in the final quarter. And Collingwood lead by 21 points. Third goal to Graham Anderson.
North need 4 goals to win. Greg. The handball across the ground looking for McCann. Up to half forward with his kick. At the back, Sutton. Alves a chance. Bad bounce. Carlson. Free kick to Alves. Carlson using his elbow, ruled umpire Robinson. Alves a short pass. Blight! And Malcolm Blight only 30 metres out from goal. There's still time if North have anything left. Blight, the leading kick winner on the ground, as he was last week, coming up to kick number 23. And he's really inspired North Melbourne in this final series. The Collingwood supporters loudly booing the Brownlow medalist as he kicks for goal. And I think he's missed. Now it's a goal.
to 15 points. That goal by Anderson has been erased by Blight. Dempsey and Moore again, this crucial centre bounce. They hug each other. Down to Edwards. They really need him now to fire and really consolidate this game. Kink goes up, and the mark is taken by Kink in the middle of all that. Oh, he thought about it. On to Morris. Morris fires. It's home.
And I think we've got a Collingwood-Carlton grand final on our hands next week. 23 and a half minutes gone. It's Collingwood by 21 points. Kink, and the Woods are full of running. Dench, lovely mark from behind Davis. 15-metre penalty. Dench goes on and finds Blight. Star for North. Bit indecisive. Finally gives it to Gregg. Up to the forward pocket, but to nobody in particular, and it bounces inside, then over the line. And North are running out of time. 24 minutes gone, final quarter. And they need 4 goals to get up and win this preliminary final.
I'd like to see Barassi's face right now. Very worried man.
Forward pocket for North. Taken away by Tanner, who somehow gets it through the pack. Croswell leans into his opponent. A one-hander attempt. Through it goes off the hands for a behind. Off the boot of Tanner. Now Dreer to kick in for Collingwood.
There's the man.
Is it going to be the first time since 1973 that North haven't been in a grand final? But Alves takes this mark out at right half forward for North. Runs away from them. Inboard to Gregg. Back to Alves. Dashes away from Morris. Go for goal, Stanley. In the goal square. Croswell up very high. But all the Collingwood defenders come out. Fumbled through by McCormick for a behind.
We're 10 seconds into time on. Collingwood by 19 points. North need 4 goals to win. McCormack looking for Kink. Blight is there too. Kink one-handed. Collingwood going forward now. The clock is racing on into 25 and a half minutes. McCann. Edwards shepherded from behind by Olsen, which is good play. A long kick by Edwards. A chance for Davis. Dench is there too. The punch away. It goes down towards Brewer. Ebert overran the ball. Davis, oh, he nearly had it, then he lost it. Dench is fighting hard. Shaw! And he'll take all the time in the world. 35 metres out. You can see the angle. This will be 17th kick. Collingwood by 19 points. The clock showing 26 minutes and 10 seconds. Ray Shaw, the Collingwood skipper, short. Brewer. Not only strategically better, wasting more valuable time. Brewer's kick 2. Missed it. Collingwood lead by 20 points.
I think it's enough. 27 minutes gone. And it would almost take a miracle for North to get up from here. But then again, they seem to have worked them before, so let's be careful. Good kick by Dench, straight down the middle. Dempsey to the back, to Boys. Past Gregg, who's got the run of it. Oh, he's well picked up by Banks. Beautifully done. Wearmouth. Out wide. Race for the ball here. McCann and Edwards. And Ebert in from the side, but the ball over the line. The throw in half-forward flank for the Woods.
Good time waster. It took a long time to get out there.
.27 and a half minutes gone. Down to McCann, who fumbled. Edwards in with a chance. Edwards gets it out to Olsen. Olsen kicks it goalwards. In the forward pocket, Brewer. His second touch on the ball was out. And the mark awarded to Ross Brewer, right on the boundary line. in the right forward pocket. He missed from in front a minute ago. So what chance from here? Just as likely to confound us and put it through. Banana kick. What a goal! Collingwood for the grand final.
Collingwood by 26 points. Dempsey was against Morris. Scrubby old kick, Byrne. Good mark, Byrne. Anderson. He'll look for Banks. He's going to have a run. The usual shepherding going on behind play, as you can see. 14 kicks to Anderson. Banks not quite. Brewer. He's got the ball on a string in this match. Banks again. A bit like Twiggy Dunn the way he controls the ball. Olsen into centre half forward. A collision coming up. No, Elves. Smothered by Wearmouth. Elves again. Oh, he runs out of ground. Olsen's free kick.
Elves has made a couple of mistakes in this last quarter. Been interchanged about 6 times in the game. And now Olsen for goal. Good kick, but just offline.
Collingwood by 27 points. After scores were level at quarter time. The Magpies by 14 at half and by 13 at 3/4. Olsen with Elves again. He wants support. Moore is there. Tanner. Sutton and Byrne. Brightus. Support. He doesn't want it. McCormack. Troswell. McCormack. He's made a couple of bad mistakes in the last quarter, but he made up for it with that. Anderson. He's got support from Carlson, who's the fresh player on. He'll centre it. He squares it towards it. Ramsey's there by himself. And there's the siren. Collingwood. There's Tom Hafey's box. Collingwood into the grand final next Saturday against Carlton, defeating North Melbourne in the preliminary final by 27 points.
And the 27 points, the biggest margin of the day after the lead had changed 12 times during the match. Scores level at quarter time. Collingwood led by 11 points at half time and 14 points at 3/4 time. For Collingwood, Anderson, Davis and Brewer each kicked 3 goals, Kink and Edwards each 2, and for North Melbourne, Blight kicked 5 and 2 apiece to Croswell, Brightus and Casson. So it's the first time since 1973 that North Melbourne won't play in the grand final. The Kangaroos bow out, where it seemed before the season started they were almost certainties to at least play in the grand final after their expensive recruiting in the off-season that saw Dempsey, Bryant and Ebert join, and later during the season John Murphy, and of course don't forget Graham Corns, who went back to South Australia during the season. Well, maybe money can't buy everything. For Collingwood, really heady days. They meet Carlton next week for the flag, the 2 clubs with the biggest following in the league. And no doubt Collingwood will remember the 1970 grand final when they squandered a 44-point lead at half-time to lose the game. Well, coach Tom Hafey has got them to the grand final for the 2nd time in his 3 years at the club. But he had anxious moments in a fluctuating game that saw North Melbourne lead on 6 occasions. I spoke to him after the game.
Yes, I guess in that 3rd quarter, after we'd held a good break at half-time, that they got back, I probably thought about the match that we played against them at the MCG 2 weeks back, where they got up from the same position, a couple of goals down sort of thing, and went away. And they're a great side. There's no 2 ways about that. But I thought that we answered every challenge today, whereas the other week we didn't.
I think one of the most interesting duels today was in the ruck, where Dempsey started well, but Peter Moore changed his tactics and started to stand shoulder to shoulder with him. Was that from you, or did he decide that himself?
No, we were talking about this quite some time. You know, he feels that he's got to alter his game to suit the day, suit the opponents, and things like that. We've discussed it quite a bit. And, I think it eventually won out because we had a lot of players in under the ball, and the little players started getting the ball out the centre, such as Ronnie Wearmouth came well into it in the second half in particular. Players like this, Ray Shaw. So you know, I was pretty pleased with the way Peter went today.
Yes, and even on many occasions when Dempsey won the ball, it was your blokes getting it out of the centre even then.
I think so. Yes, I do.
Who are the players that you'd particularly like to praise up for today's game?
Well, I don't think I'd praise anybody up, but I do think that we had a lot of players who were down a little bit, but they all contributed. I think this is the important part of our win today, Drew, that we had players who were well below their best form. Good players too, incidentally, but I really believe that they just kept on persisting, being in there and being determined. I think that's what paid off in the long run.
What's going to be your preparation for this week?
Similar to what we've been doing over the finals period, Drew. We've trained each day, practically every day, without a break outside the Friday. And, you know, the players realise that they've still got the job ahead of them. And, you know, just as simple as that. They know that they haven't won a premiership for 21 years. It's not good enough to be close enough. We've just got to win the premiership. It's as simple as that.
Tom, you're a fairly steady sort of a bloke, but are you excited at the prospect of being part of a Collingwood premiership?
Well, I'm not at this stage. I'll be very excited when it actually does happen, Drew. I don't believe that we should be throwing any bouquets or congratulations around just for being in the position that we're in. Naturally, I'm very, very pleased because it was 12 months ago when we got beaten by North Melbourne in the preliminary final. And it was a big summer, as you understand. And the boys have gone at least one better from last year. And we're a very young side, and I think that we'll go ahead from here.
Now we come to the standing part of the program and a segment that many thousands of you throughout Australia will be waiting for. It's our viewers' competition for our mark and goal of the year. And I estimate that perhaps we've had something like 40,000 entries for the two separate competitions, an absolutely staggering response, and we're very pleased to hear from so many of you from right around Northern Territory, Western Australia, Queensland and so on. It's with great pleasure that I introduce Mr. Jack Hamilton, the General Manager of the Victorian Football League, who's kindly come in to assist us in the draw. Thanks very much, Jack.
My pleasure, Drew, and congratulations again on the response to the competition. It means that you've got a tremendous viewing audience.
Yes, it's really good to have VFL football getting to so many people interstate. Actually, one of our more unusual entries came from Cairns in northern Queensland on a coconut. And it's a Mr. R. Pearson who sent his entry in with the stamps and everything. And he's gone for mark and goal both on the same entry. But unfortunately, Mr. Pearson, we can't fit the coconut into the hole in the barrel here, so you can't be eligible for the competition, but we appreciate your novelty in sending it in. Thanks.
The only entry we'll eat, Drew.
That's right. Well, let's have a look now, firstly at our marks of the year. We reduced our original 12 to 6, and from these half a dozen, the mark of the year for 1979 will be taken. Here are the best 6.
Forward line, the curl being held.
Driving the Tigers deep into attack. Roach is the leaper. Oh, spectacular mark by Roach.
Carmen's down there with Moyer. Carmen, what a mark! Fabulous spill.
Breen.
Barker. Oh, what a mark.
Madden call for it. Oh, trouble here. Oh, Peckham. Oh, what a mark. Dropping in the teeth of goal. Edge of the square. Danaher sets himself. Oh, Hawthorn mark.
Well, some top marks taken there and some great highlights of football during the year, Jack. And the one that our commentators who've done the winners during the season have gone for as the mark of the year goes to a young man who represented Victoria for the first time this year, a former Tasmanian, only 20 years of age, the Richmond full forward Michael Roach, who kicked 90 goals for the season in a superb performance, and he'll be a star of VFL football for many years to come. The mark of the year, Michael Roach. Let's have another look.
His first goal from almost the same position, about 20 metres out directly in front. Inspirational play by the young forward.
Jack, I reckon he probably nearly got as high as Alex Jezelenko over Jerker Jenkins some 9 years ago.
That's right. I don't think anybody would dispute the judges in the selection of Roach. It was a great mark, Drew.
Well, let's go to the barrel and we'll give it a bit of a roll about. There are entries from all states of Australia, and when I say that there are many thousands, you've got to believe it because it's pretty hard to even move the barrel around. It weighs a ton. I'm glad it's your muscle helping me out there, Jack. Well, and the one we're looking for, Michael Roach.
Yep.
And that one's gone for Carmen. And that comes from Bega in southern New South Wales.
Here it is, David Fowler, from 179 Beresford Road, Swan View in Western Australia. Well, he'll be a happy young lad. David Fowler.
Well, David Fowler wins 2 tickets to the grand final, and we'll also bring him from Western Australia. We have 2 return air tickets from TAA, and he'll come to Melbourne and stay in Melbourne on Saturday night at the Melbourne Hilton, just over the road from the MCG. And it looks like David's a youngster by his handwriting, and what a trip that'll be for him to come to Melbourne to see the grand final. Congratulations to you. Well, now we go on to the goal of the year competition, and again we reduced our original 12 down to 6, and from these best half dozen we'll pick the goal of the year, and again another chance to come and see the grand final. Here are the best 6.
Eventually well shepherded, got the chance and kicks into the man. Here's Gaunt and Paul Morwood. Morwood, great play. Sensational play.
Forward pocket, spills one, has another chance, kicks for goal. Oh, magnificent goal by Craig Davis. Quinlan. Forward pocket, Bernie Quinlan. It's close. Oh, goal.
Stewart. Payton. Banks. Oh, threads his way through, steers towards goal and puts through a miracle goal. Quick kick out in the direction of Wood. Greg is there, could have got a free kick. Backing up his Ells. Breaks clear now and goes goalward. No, a hand pass to Melrose. On to Ells, you've got to get rid of it. Well done, Stanley Ells. Oh, great piece of play, Ells.
That won't make the distance. He's just come on in Moyer. Had a shot for goal. And it's a goal.
And the one we've gone for, it's the other end of the scale. Rather than a youngster in Michael Roach who won the mark, the goal has gone to an oldie in VFL football, 33-year-old Stan Alves. At his second club, he went to North Melbourne to play in a premiership, and he's achieved that already. And, Stan Alves showed some superb skills there, all the skills of Australian football, and he is our goal of the year. Here it is again. And what skills by Stan Alves as he beats a tackle, spins out of more trouble, and one of the best kicks for goal in league football, a right foot snap right through the middle. Well, now we'll dig into the other half of the barrel and see if we can come out with a correct entry for Stan Alves. I think we might just go halfway.
Yes,
I'm getting tired doing this. Good luck.
Number 6, Moncrief. No.
Moncrief of Hawthorn. That's come from Moe in Victoria. Another one from Moncrief from Brisbane.
We've got plenty of variety.
Paul Morwood, and that's come from Bustleton in Western Australia.
Certainly interstate entries here. Craig Davis from Western Australia. You've certainly got viewers all over.
The following generally in Western Australia has been fantastic.
Goal number 11.
It came from Narrogin in Western Australia. Well, we certainly got heaps of entries for Stan Alves. Craig Davis. Another entry from Western Australia. Number 1.
Goal number 1. Oh,
that's from Christie's Beach in South Australia.
Dennis Banks.
Another South Australian from Evanston Park.
Craig Davis. Mike Fitzpatrick.
Terry Danaher. He was eliminated in the first half of it.
Yes, he went out early. And here we've got Bob Pratt, a little bit behind the times. Stan Alves. Ah, we do have a winner from Heidelberg. Ross Pringle, 13 Olive Grove, Heidelberg. Congratulations to you, Ross.
So Ross wins our Goal of the Year competition, and he wins, coming from Melbourne, he wins 2 tickets to go and see the grand final, and we hope our successful contestants enjoy what they see at the grand final on the ABC. Our thanks again to Jack Hamilton for coming in to draw it. Just got a little prize for you. Saw it earlier in the program. The ABC hasn't got a lot of money, Jack, so we just thought we might like to be able to take that home and have a drink of milk on the ABC for us.
Thanks very much, Drew. You're too kind.
And thanks once again for coming in. And now we go on to the next segment in the program and some more highlights out of today's preliminary final. Ireland's handball upfield to Ray Byrne.
Goes for a bounce through centre half back. Straightens up, nobody in front of him. A pass to half forward. Playing in front was Ick, but awkward bounce. Taken away by Anderson. Wide open for Anderson. Through half forward. Long kick for goal. It's a great goal by Anderson. Oh, it hit the post. No, it is a goal.
Third kick. Melrose to full forward. All Collingwood. Dreer has a ton of time to steady, or a ton of time. Schimmelbusch right in control on that wing, taking Barham apart in this first quarter.
Collared by Shaw. Back to Bridus. Inboard to Blight. Oh, brilliant fend-off by Malcolm Blight. To the forward pocket and Croswell marks just inside the line.
Morris still inside. Ick. Good interception by Kink. Tense football. Kink to Edwards. To Barham. Two players to Shepherd. On to Davis. He can line them up from the forward pocket. Great Shepherd. Open goal. Oh.
But Casson again wins out. On to McCann. Streams into centre half forward. A thumping kick. Brightest behind. And he's got it. Crossball.
Over 3 minutes gone, second term. North Melbourne leading by a goal. Moore and Dempsey, more wins, but to Casson. Melrose, bad bounce. Easton now. Swap jumpers at quarter time and now has a sleeveless on. Melrose back to Easton. They're going round in circles. Now Casson bearing down, but not favoured. Now he's favoured by the bounce and can go for goal. And he's put it through. Best of field so far, John Casson.
Throw in forward pocket for Collingwood. Dempsey very high, straight to Melrose. Breaks off a tackle. Bounces off the shins of Blight. Picked up by Boys, back to Blight, who slides the handball across to Alves. Wide open for Stan Alves, 33 years of age, and he's going like a 2-year-old. A kick to half forward for Easton, but over his head. And Worthington doubles back for Collingwood. A fumble gives Easton a chance. Ball holding the ball. Great tackle, McCormack.
15 minutes gone. North by 5 points. Ebert getting the hard ball across towards Sutton and Ick. Beautifully done by Ick. On to Ramsey. Almost Bridus again. Now Casson. Showing his first quarter pace. Big left footer. It's there!
Easton the front position over Derek Shaw. Taps it down. It's taken by Montgomery. Gets out of the pack nicely. Up towards Jarrett. And Jarrett wrestles with Morris and wins out. Under Blight, intercepted by McCann though, but was originally meant for Blight. Out to Greg, who's been quiet. Greg on to Dempsey. Dempsey leading out between wing and centre. There's nobody there. He wants support over the top to Melrose. Melrose in the half-forward line. Swivels around. He doesn't get a good bounce at all. Worthington comes out. Picked up by Bridus. He's in the forward pocket. Handball across to Melrose. He lines up, fires. North Melbourne's 7th goal.
To Dempsey. Dempsey's kick up short of centre wing. Sutton in front. Oh, Picken, what a grab! Quickly on to Byrne. Over half back to centre wing and Kink, who uses his body to take the mark against Ick. Away he goes. Ick can't catch him. To half forward. Shepherded by Morris. He centres the ball for Brewer. And Brewer's got it. Now the players all dash back into the other half of the ground. Collingwood in possession. Carlson's kick to half forward. Kink couldn't get there. Davis, close to the line, kept it in, back to King, left half forward, leans back on a big one. Brewer is there, and Edwards!
There really were some magnificent highlights in the preliminary final, and if next week's grand final is anything like that, what a game it should be. Let's have a look at the goal kickers, and only one of the leaders is really competing in the list for the season, and that was Craig Davis, who in the preliminary final added 3 goals to his tally, but he still needs 7 in next week's grand final to overtake Kelvin Templeton, who's been on the top since the home and away games finished. Michael Roach has finished, 1 behind Templeton, and Craig Davis can sneak up if he adds 7, and he'll equal Kelvin Templeton for the season as leading goal kicker. But, well, 7 goals in a grand final will be pretty hard to do. Let's now go on to the mark of the day taken in the preliminary final. In fact, both mark and goal awards go to North Melbourne players, despite the fact that they didn't get the bacon at the end of the game. But you certainly couldn't complain about this man's contribution to the preliminary final and North Melbourne's cause. He's been best on the ground in the last 2 weeks in succession. Last year's Brownlow medalist Malcolm Blight, mark of the day.
Ebert in trouble to Greg, being chased by Shaw. Shaw nearly got there. Greg's still in possession, will take a free kick though. Halfback flank, Keith Greg.
Well foxed by Greg. Played it well. Halfback, North need goals. Nice kick to the wing, Blight and Carlson. Blight was held and marked in one hand. Great courage.
Well, it just leaves me to say that next week is the grand final between, well, 2 really big teams, Carlton and Collingwood. The game is already a sellout, and it should be a jam-packed crowd at the MCG next week, and a lot of colour will be at that game. And 2 arch rivals, and really looking forward to seeing that. Collingwood going for their first premiership since way back in 1958, and Carlton who haven't won since 1972, and what a game it should be. Well, that's just about all we have for you this week. Hope you've enjoyed the preliminary final. Next week we're going to have a full replay of the grand final in a special winners edition, and you can see the whole 2 hours of football from the grand final. It only leaves me to let's look at the goal of the day in the preliminary final. Again, it goes to North Melbourne, and this time to the fiery little number 3, John Casson.
By Ick, on to Ramsey. Almost Brightus again. Now Casson, showing his first quarter pace. Big left footer. It's there!
Next Saturday night at 9:20 will be